That's right. We're right here at Sharp Passett's Gallery this afternoon, 4:07 in the afternoon. Beautiful day out there, beautiful day. And we have another political candidate here this afternoon. We have Mike Rakes. He is actually running for candidate for County Council seat number 4. So he is here. He is a first-time politician, very well versed in business, having worked for worked for Walmart for years and years and years, and was a big supervisor, and then he went on and opened his own business, Home Safe Security and Surveillance, and been very successful in that. And Mike is here to tell us why he should be on County Council. So welcome to the show today, Mike.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
It's good to have you here. So you were telling me you were originally from Arkansas.
That's right.
Person from Arkansas, ending up in Greenwood, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you do when you worked for Walmart? How did you start out with Walmart?
Well, I started off in management with them in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and got transferred over here to the South Carolina area as a district manager and supervised stores between Atlanta and Charlotte over a number of years. I had various groups of stores, from as many as 14 stores at one time. So traveled a lot up and down 85 for the last 17 years. So
I guess you should know a lot about business then, Mike.
Well, yes, we those stores collectively I've had as much responsibility and revenue from $750 million to up to $1 billion in revenue, full P&L responsibility, full HR, human resource responsibility, and loss prevention. At that time when I was the district manager, we did not have a lot of specialty people in those areas, and so we had versatile skills that we had to have skill sets that would operate these stores. So it was a great experience.
Absolutely. Now then you said you came to Greenwood, what was it, in 91?
Correct. In the spring of 91.
And took over the Walmart here?
Well, I actually officed out of this store.
Okay.
I had the stores some in Georgia and some in South Carolina for a number of years. And I traveled out of this. This was my home-based store.
Greenwood was a home-based store.
That's right.
Why was that? Just out of curiosity.
I had a choice of living either in Columbia, Greenville, or anywhere in between. And so I traveled around, and quite frankly, am not a large city kind of guy, so I kind of fell in love with Greenwood and the way it's laid out, the lakes and so forth, and thought this would be a great place to live. So I convinced my wife that if she needed to go to Greenville, I'd take her on Saturdays. So that's. And
I'm sure knowing her, she learned her own way.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Well,
Absolutely.
we made a lot of trips on Highway 25 way before it was a 4-lane, and full of nice potholes all the way up there. So,
absolutely.
So, but it's been a great place to live, and glad to be here.
Absolutely, and we do need to say we're sorry about your wife.
Well, thank you very much.
That was a shock.
Yes, it certainly was. We were married 43 years 2 weeks ago, and she would have been 63 last Wednesday.
Well, that's tough.
Yeah, it is.
That's tough. Well, we're glad you're here today, and glad that you're staying right here with us. So then, I guess you were managing these stores out of Greenwood. Then that was before, actually, the Supercenter was built down there.
That's correct. Yes, that's right.
I really liked this store when it was up here.
Yeah. Well,
it was smaller. It was easier to get in and out of.
And that's why they're now bringing back some prototypes that are very similar to those style stores. And actually, people will see probably someday in Greenwood their smaller format along with the Supercenter. They complement each other. So, but it gives you the opportunity just to go in for those quick items and get out a little more quickly.
Absolutely. So Walmart's been a great training ground, but then after I guess you retired from Walmart?
That's correct.
And then you decided you weren't done yet.
That's right.
Yeah, so what did you do then?
Well, I've got a business partner, Mark Mulkey, and he and I together did a startup business, and we started a home inspection business originally, and within 6 months we added Brinks Security, and we became a dealer for Brinks, and then Brinks and ADT merged, and now we're an ADT sales and installation and service business, and have been doing this month will be 7 years.
How's business?
It's been pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah, everybody needs to protect what they have.
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
So now, just to kind of give a little background here, you haven't been in politics before.
Never.
Never. And what made you decide to get into politics, county council seat?
Well, primarily, I say like in the beginning, the motivation was I just, I felt like I actually looked at the councilmen and looked at the experience levels and what I think I know of their experience and backgrounds. And I thought it would be, quite frankly, a compliment to the council with my background, with managing large businesses and being very familiar with budgeting and P&Ls and people. I'm a very strong people person, and I felt like this would be a good compliment to the council as a whole. So that was my motivation. But there had to be something that keyed you up to go ahead and do this. Well, the findings I found in the expense review, when I used the Freedom of Information Act, I actually went back 4 years and pulled up all the in-district expense spending as well as travel expenses. Looking at those, there are many tax dollars that, in my opinion, were spent that should not have been spent on things that did not benefit our community and nor the constituents. So without going into a lot of those individual items, one that I will tell you that stands out were travel, and there have been times where we would send the majority or all of the council people to the annual conferences, which the training is very valuable to us, and I understand that. But I don't believe that our accommodations, would require condos for most of our attendees, and we actually have had condos that would sleep 8 to 11, from 4 to 11,
right.
and for one person, and that concerned me. And then the dollar amount, for a week stay with travel down there, meals and the accommodations, when you're spending $16,000–17,000 for a week, I think we could have found nice accommodations in a regular hotel room that were convenient to the meeting space, that we could have actually saved money. And we could have also maybe sent 3 rather than 7, and then maybe the next year the other 4 go. We rotate. I think there's ways we could have looked at how we spend our money and who attended, and get the same benefit. And then those folks that get to go, bring that information back to us, share it with the council, and we get the same benefit at a whole lot lower cost to our business.
Well, I know everybody is expected to cut back, right?
That's right.
Everybody has been expected to cut back. Everybody has been expected to, from families sitting around tables trying to decide whether they can afford to go to the movie or eat out or any of these things.
That's
so
right.
There are budget issues for everybody. Hey, we are right here with Mike Rakes. If you've got a question or a comment, don't hesitate to give us a call, 229-7984. That's 229-7984. We're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Oh, that's right. Happy days are here again. We're coming up on Tuesday, and I know any candidate that I have talked to is definitely looking forward to Tuesday so that they can have an answer for all the time and effort that they have put forth in this campaign. Mike, you were just telling me you've knocked on over 2,000 doors.
That's correct.
How many pairs of shoes?
Actually, I've worn out 1 pair. My son says after 250 miles on one pair of tennis shoes that you should retire them.
Yes.
It's not good for your feet. So he made me go out while he was here for 4 days and purchase them. So I actually did that, and they do feel better.
They do feel better. That's a lot of homes. That's a lot
right.
of homes out
That's
there.
Right.
Now, one of the things, of course, that you want to make sure that everybody understands, you are a petition candidate, and that means that you are on the ballot, but you're not a straight Republican or Democrat. You are just on the ballot, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And the reason I say that is, in talking with people, some people think I'm a write-in, but I'm not. I'm actually going to appear on the ballot as Mike Rakes Petition, and the only thing you can't do and capture a vote for me is going straight party, unless that's how you intend to vote. But otherwise, And there's supposed to be something that will, even if you do straight party, that will entice you to go back and look at petition candidates, because I think I'm going to be one of 5 actually
Sure.
petition candidates on the ballot. So, but that's I guess is something I wanted to try to help
Sure.
make clear to
Sure.
the public and let them know that.
And that is for County Council District
District
number
4.
4.
Correct.
So
That's right.
you, of course, are looking forward to this. You are a petition candidate. He's on the ballot, but if you pull straight ticket, you will not be pulling for Mike Rakes.
That's right.
That's right. So, and I say you really have to go through and look at all of this ballot. It would be kind of hard to pull just straight party because you will miss several people or several different offices.
That's correct.
So make sure that you do take the time. Make sure that you do go to our website. That's WCRS1450am.net. And, of course, the political candidates will all be listed there. Mike will be there, probably up there. The audio will be up there tonight, and the video will be up there tomorrow. So people will have opportunity to take a look at it. Now, Mike, as far as your experience bringing this to county council, certainly looks like, as far as business experience, you've got a lot.
That's right. I've
And
got over 40 years of serving communities through several different states. So from a people aspect and working with people and working with customers or the community, you might say, I've done that most of my life. So I think that would be very beneficial to me as well, as far as being able to communicate, well with the constituents of our county.
Sure. And of course, we do have some issues going on with county council. The in-district expense is one. What we're going to do with some of the pieces of property, for example, the Civic Center sitting out there just deteriorating.
That's right.
I mean, that's an issue that needs to be looked at.
Yeah, just to kind of go back and maybe refresh and give everyone a clearer view of what the council's responsibility is with a county manager. Not every county in our state has a county manager. But in Greenwood, with a county manager, the county council's main responsibilities are policy and procedure. And from what I gather and what I see or understand, there is not a set, they do not have a set guideline or format that they're going through and reviewing policy and procedure and reviewing some of the sites and so forth that we do need to address and putting it on a schedule to take some type of action. And from what I understand, and I may not be accurate because I don't have this for a fact, but I don't know that there were 2 policies or procedures in the last year looked at. So, and I go back to travel, that one certainly needs to be looked at. And then I go back to in-district expense. Why didn't that become transparent in the very beginning? And what's really disappointing about the in-district expense, it's not been really clearly understood that if a council person that participated in that requested $1,000, I'll give that as an example, they were grossed up, whatever their tax bracket is, if it were $1,340 to get a clear $1,000 check. There was nothing that had to be given to get that $1,000 check. No receipts, no per diem, no
Have you ever been in a
vouchers.
business where you didn't have to produce some expense, receipts or something? I mean, Walmart, I expect to ask for receipts.
We had to have receipts or we didn't get reimbursed.
Oh,
So
an interesting idea, huh?
So, and I think when I look at some of the reasoning behind, based on what I was reading in the articles, and there may be more things that the money was spent on beyond this, but it was primarily for cell phone and maybe gas or travel expense. Well, when you take a position, I call this not a job, it's a servant leader's position as a county council. I don't really see it as a job, especially at $8,200 a year. But when you see that the amounts that were taken gross them back up in the low 30s, I think that paid for a whole lot of gas and a whole lot of cell phone. And I just don't see that was right. And then for people to know that, even that didn't participate in it, make it more transparent earlier on is my greatest concern, is why, and I go back to, we're not working as one body. One body, if you work as one body, you're responsible for your actions and in your inactions, as well as the other 6 actions and inactions.
Sure.
And if they're not, then you should be able to freely speak out against, maybe someone's inappropriate behavior or their unethical behavior or whatever the case may be. I mean, you should be able to literally, say, hey, we need to take a step back and look at this. And then if we find we had a wrongdoing, make it transparent before somebody discovers it. We all make mistakes sometimes. Well, if you made a mistake, let's make it right and step up and take responsibility and just show the action we've taken to correct it.
Sure.
So, and that's too easy, and it can be done. So that's really, I think, is the first step is get everyone on board working as one body. And then the second step would be to get policy and procedure steps in place for review. There should be a review process all year long. I know there's a lot of different policies and procedures, and you can't go and get them all done, in a
Sure.
week's time. But there should be some time allotted to where that can be dealt with, and I think it's a very serious part of their responsibility that needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. So, and you brought up bumping them up to a tax structure. So, were they withholding taxes on them?
That's correct. That was not an expense account. That was actual income. And a lot of people really still that I've run into do not understand that was not expenses that they were paid. That was income. So they could spend that any way they want to spend it.
Sure.
That's
that
right.
was income, not an expense.
Correct.
Okay. So when you say in-district expense, that kind of is a misnomer there.
Well, how I said it at the forum, I corrected, and I mean this, it should have been really called in-district payroll expense. That's really how it should be classified on the budget, because that's exactly what it was.
Now, Mike, do you know, weren't they going to take this to the Ethics Commission, the State Ethics Commission was going to look at this, or where is it at?
Yes. I don't know exactly where they are as far as beginning that task, but yes, they have approved that, and a couple of weeks ago they approved that at the council meeting to ask the Ethics Commission to get involved, to come in and look at it, and then if it needs to go further up, then that's what will take place.
Okay. All right, and of course, then there's the issue of some people did take it and some people didn't take it.
That's right.
So that becomes a problem too, as you were saying about those that didn't take it were, I guess you were saying, ethically responsible to say something about it.
That's exactly right. That's my greatest concern, is that someone didn't, even though you didn't take it, and you approve a budget that has that line item expense in the budget, to me, and you agree with the budget, you're aware of that, and you don't feel it's right. And then my opponent, when he was asked by media, he felt it was very inappropriate. Well, if it's inappropriate, why did we agree with it 2 years in a budget? Why didn't we just go ahead and step forward and make it transparent then, rather than somebody else having to make it transparent later? And that's a concern that I had.
Well, that's kind of like, what is it, when you witness a crime or something, right?
Yeah.
And you don't come forward, but you know about it, you're still kind of part of it, aren't you?
Yeah. There could be something to say to that, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's where we're at here on that in-district expense. Some did take it, some didn't take it. Mike thinks that it should have been rectified from the beginning.
That's right.
Absolutely. We are right here at Sharp Fastest Gallery. If you've got a question or a comment for Mike Rakes, how about give him a call, 229-7984. That's 229-7984. We're right here at Sharp Fastest Gallery. Give us a call. Right now it is time for South Carolina news and a word from our sponsors. Don't you go away.
Arg! Are you a pirate or a pack rat? Do you have a vacation of a lifetime sitting in the attic? Or a college tuition hung on a wall? Or is a fabulous retirement hidden in your jewelry box? Bring those items to Sharp Fastest Gallery. We can establish value and buy from you or sell for you. And so ends another chapter at Sharp Fastest Gallery. 72 Bypass, and on the web, sharpfacets.com.
Oh, that's right. We're right here with Mike Rakes. He is running for County Council seat number 4. He was just telling me about all the experiences he's had out there going door to door, covering over 2,000 homes, and it looks like it's been a very good experience for you, huh, Mike?
Oh yeah. I've certainly enjoyed meeting and visiting with so many people, and also being invited into so many homes to talk about. Not only did we talk about Greenwood, but we talked about politics in general.
Politics in general.
Yeah,
I understand you've even watched the end of a few football games.
That's been my greatest story, as I just shared with you. Saturday, the South Carolina game, the last, I guess, 30, 45 seconds, I walk up to the door. The man comes to the door and says, "I know who you are. Come on in." And I'm standing in his den. We're talking about politics and watching those see if they don't score 3 more points, and the man's wife comes home because my car's not out front of their house, it's down the street, and she says, "Who's this man?" And she says, "Oh, it's just Mike Rakes, he's running for county council," and we're watching the ball game together.
It's a politician, he's in my house.
So that was a very fun time. I mean, I've had several great conversations with people, met a lot of great people here in town.
Sure, probably more than you ever met while you were working.
That's
there.
right. That's right. That's right.
That's true. Well, Mike, one of the things that I would like to know is what exactly do you see if you are elected to county council, what do you want to see done? What direction do you want county council to go?
Okay, there are 3 things that I actually stand for, and that's number 1 is fiscal responsibility. We certainly lack in that, and I think in policy and procedure we can certainly improve that. Transparency we have a real opportunity with, and I think that there's a number of ways you can do that today. There are some counties that actually get with the local cable company and can set up and let people actually view it live if they want to see a council meeting, because it's difficult for a lot of people to come at the times that the meetings are at 5:30 and get at the library, and the finance meetings usually at 4 o'clock in the Park Plaza building, and there's really not much space in there for people to sit, but you could probably appreciate and see what more goes on if you had that ability. And then there's the internet, has the capability of web broadcasting. So there's a couple of different methods that I'd like to try to explore if given the opportunity of making the meetings more transparent and seeing what's being said and the actions that are taken. I think that would be very helpful. The last thing is our economic growth. We have a great number of our young people, I'm going to say the 18 to 30-year-old group that's actually having to go 30, 50 miles away to get a job that pays what they're looking for. And we have huge opportunity to bring in large industrial businesses here that can help keep the people here and grow the community and get more middle income jobs. And that's I think that's the third piece of what I'd like to work on.
Well, talking about the jobs, how would you see county council affecting getting better jobs here?
Well, number 1, working more closely with Greenwood, Partnership Alliance. I think that with Mark Warner's group and seeing what their needs are. I know we are involved in some degree with them, but whatever else we could do to help enhance that relationship and help them attract more large industries to the community would be something I feel like we could do. We could help and work better toward.
Why did Walmart build the supercenter?
Well,
just out of curiosity.
Okay, I'll tell you. The demographics at the time we built this, Greenwood services over 140,000 people, and you take all the surrounding communities. That last, I think the more latest market study has been, now it has grown to, I believe, around 200,000 people. Now Greenwood services, from the hospital to the shopping and so forth. And as we continue to grow on the retail side, which is a very good thing for the community. I mean, we all like to have the Coles here rather than going to Anderson or Greenville.
Sure, keeping the tax dollars right here.
That's what it does. It helps generate tax revenue here.
Were there any other issues why Walmart decided to build the supercenter?
Well, same study. I mean, and that's when they were also, doing the groceries. The grocery business is a huge traffic. I mean, your number of traffic count, grows with, food.
Right.
So because you have more frequent,
Shopping.
trips to a grocery store. So it gives them an opportunity to grow the hardline side of the business through food. So that was the reason for supercenters. But now they've got a new concept. It's got, you might say, the best of the best in the food and the hardline side in a much smaller format that's more friendly to shop.
Like the boutique type shopping?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
boutique, yep.
That's right. So, and it'll be coming. In fact, they're opening 5 of them in Atlanta this year. So that'll be another store we can look for in the future.
Well, I know, like when Walmart came, and then Cracker Barrel came, and it was one of the first ones that wasn't on the interstate. That
That's right.
was huge back then.
That's right.
So as far as growth and everything, you try to figure out what type of industry or what it would take or where we are lacking in Greenwood, why we don't get more industry in here. What do you think that is, Mike?
Well, one is because of transportation. I mean, you got to have, especially, food, you needed the 4 lanes to Greenville.
And we built it.
And we built it. And so, we have that now that we didn't have. But I think I'm right in this, but we're one of the largest communities not near an interstate. And
that has its pluses,
Yeah, that's right. I agree, but it also helps with logistics, and getting things to and from. So in a timely manner, it makes it easier for the
We have
businesses.
UPS right out here.
That's right.
Logistics.
That's right.
Yeah, no,
that's right. That's right. But businesses have to look at the workforce. They look at the logistics, and they've got there are several things that they have to measure. A community has to measure up to for them to make that investment. So, and I think that we've got that, that ability to be
Do
more
we
attractive.
need better advertising, marketing?
Well, I'm not certain about what marketing that they're currently doing or how they're going after these new businesses or getting new industry in here. It's not something I've been involved in to be able to give you a good answer for that, but that's something maybe could possibly be looked at. Sure.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly do have a lot of good assets here with the lake, and as far as a beautiful place to live and all the other things. But we do need more jobs here. And of course, I understand one of the problems is we're running out of space. Already ready to go space. That the industrial park is full and this type of thing. So we need more space to be able to bring in more industry.
That's right. Well, there's land here that we can go after and make available for a new industry.
What do you think about the Civic Center?
Well, I know in my time that I've lived here that it's been a thriving operation. I just don't think that probably, based on what I see and understand, we really didn't invest in keeping the property up to the level that we probably didn't have the budget in there to maintain the property like we should have. I think it's a very viable opportunity still, a facility like that, or I don't really know what the cost or what would be involved. I don't know exactly structurally what needs to be done to that property, but I think that that's something that would be another attraction to the community, because like I say, when you grow from 20 years from serving 140 to over 200,000 people, we're certainly a destination to a lot of people. So if we had that in an active manner, we could certainly bring the crowds. And there again, you're bringing tax revenue. You're either going to, tourism to just local sales. So it would be a great opportunity for us to have something like that again.
Absolutely. We are here with Mike Rakes. He is a petition candidate. What does that mean? He's on the ballot, folks. He's under County Council District number 4. He is on the ballot, but you do have to punch that ticket for him. And of course, we're going to talk more with Mike Rakes here in just a moment. But right now, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors. Don't forget, if you got a question, if you want to ask him, put him on the hot seat. Go ahead, give us a call, 229-7984. That's 229-7984. We'll be right back. Oh, that's right. We're right back here at Sharp Facets Gallery. I am here with Mike Rakes. He is running for Greenwood County Council, District 4. Now, where exactly does the District 4 cover?
It covers to the line of Promised Land and everything inside of Highway 10, McCormick Highway, and Highway 72, all the way up to Durst Avenue. So it's pretty much a elongated strip of territory. So that's
it's a pretty good size.
Pretty good size. Yes, it's about 5,900 people live in that district. Correct.
Gosh, you've got 500 more people to do, or 1,000 here before you get to halfway.
I've got a long ways to go. The next 3 days, I'm going to go through probably 2 or 3 more sets of shoes.
All right, now, so how would you deal with constituents? You know, people, how would you keep them informed? I think that's something that a lot of people are concerned about, particularly because of the in-district expense and because of the things that have come to the fore. I think one of the things County Council is going to have to deal with is I'm going to call it a black mark there. People question what's been going on.
Sure. Well, there's 2 ways, and not just with constituents, but also with the county employees. There needs to be a policy called the open door policy, where you can always feel comfortable in expressing your concerns or views or ideas, and whether it be a constituent's concerns or views or ideas, or whether it be in the county employees' concerns or views or ideas. That's where you get some of your best ideas from. Sometimes
is that experience from Walmart?
That's right.
Yeah.
I can tell you that you don't manage from down up. You manage from from where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. You talk to the people that are doing the job, and you can learn a whole lot more about what the customer has to say, or the constituent in this case would have to say. Their interactions with the county employees or interactions with the council.
Sure.
So it's a very easy and we just need more people that feel comfortable, you might say, in wanting to use an open door policy. That's right.
Now, one of the things that has been discussed in the last few days, talking about county council, was the lack of ability for those in the audience, shall we say, to be heard. And for the people that are on county council to be heard what they're discussing. Do you think that that's an issue? I'm sure you've been to a lot of county council meetings.
Yes, I have. The only way you can get on the agenda, you have to, literally I believe it's 10 days out, request to get up to speak. And I understand that, in that you can't have an orderly meeting if you have constant, interruptions. So but anyone that has an opportunity or concern, there is a method that they can, a policy and procedure they go through in order to express themselves or express their concerns, and they should use it.
Is it used, Mike?
Yes.
From what you've seen.
Well, on rare occasions, I don't see many people coming. In fact, quite frankly, the audience is usually made up of mostly regulars that come, a few regulars, a handful, and some of the county, managers that attend that maybe be called on to answer a question. But there's plenty of room in the library for people to come and attend, and I would encourage people to come, sit and listen and see what you think about what's being said, what's going on, and how the decisions are being made. It's a good education, and it also brings you in line with what's going on.
Absolutely. Now, have you met the new county manager?
No, I've not had the opportunity.
Okay.
Well, I say that. I actually was passing through one day that we were doing a finance meeting, and he was in a hallway for his interview.
Okay.
And so we got to attend part of the finance meeting, but then they had interviews afterwards, so I didn't even know him at that time, other than I just physically met him.
Okay.
in the hallway. So, but no, I've not had a conversation with him. But I hear very good things about him and his experience, and he's very excited about the opportunity, and I think he should do us a good job.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you're a small business owner. You're fiscally responsible. I mean, I guess Walmart wouldn't have been promoting you all this time, and if you weren't making good money for Walmart.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I keep coming back to Walmart because, Sam Walton, he really knew what he was doing when he started that company.
That's right. Well, I'll give you an example for fiscal responsibility. When we traveled and attended meetings, we doubled up in our hotel room. We
Sure.
didn't even know who our roommate was, and one of the reasons, there was a couple of reasons behind that. One, to save money, the biggest reason, but the second was you get to know and talk to people, that you maybe don't work in your area.
Sure.
That you can learn something from them. So it was a healthy experience from that standpoint. And I wouldn't suggest that everybody in the council people need to go room. I'm not saying we all need to go double up or anything, but my point is, there are ways that you can look at saving money,
Well, everyday people have to save money.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
So it's decisions whether to fill up the gas tank or to do this or do that. So can we afford to go to the ball game tonight? What are we going to do?
That's right.
So it seems only logical, and when we're dealing with a county as large as Greenwood is, it's a good-sized county.
Mm-hmm.
It covers a lot. So there are definitely issues that need to be addressed, and anywhere you can cut, it's not the big things that make the difference. I think it's the little things. It's,
a lot of little things add up.
Absolutely, they do. Yes.
To big things.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as dollar signs are.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, how are you feeling about the election right now?
Well, I've talked to a lot of people. I get good feedback in a lot of cases, but I'm not one that, and this, I mean this sincerely, I'm not one that wants to be overly optimistic. Especially since I've never done anything like this before, I really don't know how to feel about it. I mean, to be real honest, but I'm just trying to be the person I am, giving everybody I can the opportunity to put my face in front of them and give them an opportunity to meet me, ask me any question they want, and know that I would serve them to the very best of my ability with the experience I have, and I believe I can make a difference. So that's really how I feel about it. I'm not one that I will say this, whichever way it comes out, it's been a great experience. Either way, it'll be an invaluable experience that I'll never forget. So I've learned a lot and got to meet a lot of great people. So.
Now, are you in favor of term limits? Should somebody be on this forever and ever, or what's your feeling?
My feeling there is, and I have contacted the Association counties in Columbia, and we can take an action. She says there's some due process you got to go through, but my personal feeling is that we should have at least two terms max, maybe 3, but I feel more strongly about 2. I believe if you have fresh people coming in, say at least every 8 years, you get fresh ideas, you get fresh, looks at things, and there's, I'm not saying anybody's complacent that's currently in the county council. We've got some very good council people there, and very caring in a lot of different ways, council people. So it's not that. I just think that sometimes in anything we do, if we look at ourselves, even in our jobs, sometimes we're probably not what we were when we first started.
No, except for this economy has made you rethink everything you've been doing as a business person.
I can certainly agree with that.
Yeah.
But so I just think that my thought is that we could get fresh people, we get fresh ideas, and fresh direction, and different ways to look at things, and that's the way I feel.
Sure.
I don't know that that's something that I certainly can't do it single-handedly. They have to be voted on, and the majority of the council would have to agree to do this. And then there's steps, from what I understand, that you have to go through in order to make that happen.
Or something.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Mike Rakes, if somebody has questions and they want to call you, what should they do? You got a phone number?
My cell phone's on my flyer, but my cell phone number is just 993-2329. I'll be glad to talk to anybody who would like to talk to me.
Absolutely. Now, tell us again, you are an independent petition candidate.
Correct.
You are on the ballot.
I am on the ballot. I will be shown as Mike Rakes with Petition. I actually saw a hard copy of the ballot, and it just has Mike Rakes and Petition under me. I would just say, if you have an interest in supporting me, then look for me, because you can't go straight party.
That's right.
So,
and
I
those
appreciate
that are in District 4 you would show up on there for a county council vote.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, we are right here at WCRS, right here in Greenwood. Mike Rakes, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to tell the people why they should vote for you and why this is important.
Well, I guess the biggest, I'll just rephrase what I stand for: fiscal responsibility, transparency, and growing economic development in our community. I think those are the 3 things that that we need to focus on, and then I believe we also need to reevaluate how our council is organized and how important it is that we operate as one body. And I would certainly encourage that. And I just believe, with my experience in retail and working with people from an employee standpoint to the communities and customers, that my people skills and be able to communicate and listen. You have to listen to a lot of people when you work in a business.
Particularly one like Walmart. That's a biggie.
It would be an attribute, and I think that my experience in business would be a compliment to the current council, and that's quite simply, I think, the greatest attributes. I would work very hard. I would certainly stand up, and if I see something that I don't agree with, and I can't get the majority's attention, then I'm going to stand out and make it heard. So I will not overpass or overlook things that should be, that if I feel it's inappropriate or unethical or whatever, again, the case may be, it should be brought to people's attention, and then we'll let the constituents have a shot helping our council in certain cases like that.
Make the right decision.
That's right.
All right, we have been here with Mike Rakes. He is Greenwood County Council District 4. He is an independent petition candidate. He is on the ballot. If you like what you heard this afternoon, take a look at voting for Mike Rakes if you are in District 4. Also, don't forget, you can go to our website, WCRS1450am.net. We will be posting his picture and his audio on the website hopefully by tonight. So take a look at it. Mike Rakes, we wish you all the best, and thanks so much for coming in and talking to us this afternoon.
Thank you, Ann. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Mike Rakes, petition candidate. If you want to give him a call, 993-2329. That's 993-2329. That's going to do it for us. This is WCRS right here in Greenwood. Bye-bye, everybody.